Good morning. Good morning, Bookie Monsters. My name is PK. This is Bookie Monsters, and it is Monday, June the 24th, and we're going to be looking at new releases every day of the workday this week. And on Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries. Quick announcements. I do not have sprints on Monday nights. I believe it's on Sarah's channel tonight. I do have sprints tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. I do every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. Tomorrow we'll be looking at the darker side of mystery, more mysteries and thrillers. But today is cozies, and there's a lot of them. Good morning, Kim. How you doing? You had a good weekend? I had a pretty good weekend. It was extremely hot yesterday, so everybody hunkered down. All right, let's jump in. We have no time to lose. Third in the Peg and Rose series. Peg and Rose Play the Ponies, a senior sleuths mystery. This is described as Murder, She Wrote meets the Golden Girls. From the moment Peg arrives in Kentucky, dragging level-headed Rose along for the week-long excursion proves a smart move, because after she brings her canine expertise to prestigious confirmation shows, next on the agenda is selling her thoroughbred broodmare's offspring at a high-stakes yearling sale. And when the ladies arrive to meet the young horse at Six Oaks Farm, something seems off about the place, especially Jim Grable, the yearling manager with serious anger issues. No, that does not go well. While Peg feels comfortable again judging pedigree pups over Labor Day weekend, Rose judges a shocking new turn of events. Jim has been found dead on the farm, and a young employee needs help convincing police she didn't kill him. As disjointed clues lead to a list of misdeeds swirling around Six Oaks, everyone connected to Jim agrees on one thing: he had it coming. Maddie Day has a new one. Murder at the Rusty Anchor. Yes, it's Sarah tonight. Okay. Pretty good. Goes to 100 this week. Blah. Yeah, we were 100 yesterday. Kim, I haven't read these, but I love her other series. Yeah. That's the nice thing about some of these authors. Multiple series. This is sixth in a Cozy Capers book group mystery series. There's dead weight behind the bar at the Rusty Anchor, and it's up to Cape Cod bike shop owner Mackenzie Mac Almeida to solve the murder. A rainy July weekend in Westham means the beaches are empty and business is dead at Mac's Bikes, but couldn't be livelier inside the Rusty Anchor pub. But come Monday morning, one patron is not so lively when the chef opens up and finds a body behind the bar. It's last call for Bruce Byrne, an elderly high school teacher who's been around so long it seems like he taught everybody. When Mac's friend Flo, the librarian, makes the list of suspects, Mac gathers the Cozy Capers group to clear her name. With no end in sight to the rain, the group has plenty of time to study the clues and sort through a roll call of suspects to determine who decided to teach Mr. Byrne a lesson. This one now says Mr. Bryn a lesson. But with a killer desperate to cover their tracks, Mac and the group will be tested as never before. A Murder for the Sages by Amy Lillard. Third in the Sunflower Cafe Mysteries. 20-something advice columnist and amateur sleuth Sissy Yoder loves helping out at her Aunt Bethel's Sunflower Cafe in Yoder, Kansas. It connects her to family, to the close-knit community, and to the suspicious events that always seem to bubble beneath small-town life. The unusual death of local herb farmer Ginger Reed is the talk of Yoder. Naturally, Sissy is intrigued. The official port classifies Ginger's demise as an accident, concluding that she ran herself over with a tractor. But Sissy's cousin Naomi, a friend and longtime employee of Ginger's, insists that's impossible. When she asks for Sissy's help in unearthing the truth, Sissy's on the case. accompanied as ever by her loyal Yorkie companion, Duke. The deeper digs, the longer the list of suspects grows, and none of them are Ginger. Near the top is Ginger's resentful sister in law, Mallory. Next is Naomi's brother, Lloyd, who's bitter about the oil derrick presumably pumping black gold from Ginger's land that once belonged to his family. Naomi herself could be a suspect. It's her tractor, after all. But the investigation stalls when Naomi makes a shocking turnaround in her story. Is she lying? And if so, why? Then a missing dog, a desperate lawyer, and a teenage con artist are added to the mix, and the puzzle becomes hopelessly complicated. If Sissy doesn't solve it quickly, she'll be lost in the weeds as a killer reaps a deadly harvest. A chocolate is announced. I'm up for that. Felicity Corber is finally getting her life together. She has a fiance. Her Bean to Bar chocolate shop on Galveston's historic Strand has become a gathering spot for the community, and she is ready to embrace whatever the future holds. She's ready for another launch party, despite the disaster at her grand opening when she'd first gotten involved in solving a murder. But this time she's embracing her status as a sleuth. She's hosting a murder mystery weekend to celebrate the new mystery flavor line of craft chocolate bars. She's held a contest to choose the attendees who will all stay at her aunt's Flip Hotel and enjoy the island. It's all supposed to be perfectly random. Only, Felicity starts to uncover connections between her guests. When one of them winds up murdered, Felicity has to keep her aunt from becoming the main suspect. Did I miss one? I think I missed one up there. We'll go back. An Art Lover's Guide to Paris and Murder. Seventh in the Countess of Harley Mysteries. Frances and her husband George have 2 points of interest in Paris. One is an impromptu holiday to visit the Paris Exposition. The other is personal. George's Aunt Julia has requested her nephew's help in looking into the suspicious death of renowned artist Paul Dukas. Though Julia is not entirely forthcoming about her reasons, she is clearly a woman mourning a lost love. At the expedition, swarming with tourists, tragedy casts a pall on the festivities. A footbridge collapses. Julia is among the casualties. However, she was not just another fateful victim. Julia was stabbed to death amid the chaos. With an official investigation at a standstill, George and Frances realize that to solve the case, they must dig into Julia's life, as well as Paul's, and question everything and everyone in Julia's coterie of artists and secrets. Back up here. I forgot to do this one. This is the one I have been looking forward to all year long. Since the last one came out, I adore this series. I'm so excited. A Ruse of Shadows, eighth in the Lady Sherlock series by Sherry Thomas. Charlotte Holmes is accustomed to solving crimes, not being accused of them, but she finds herself in a dreadfully precarious position. Charlotte's success on the RMS Provence has afforded her a certain measure of time and assurance. Taking advantage of that, she has been busy plotting to prize the man her sister loves from Moriarty's iron grip. Disruption, however, comes from an unexpected quarter. Lord Bancroft Ashburton, disgraced and imprisoned as a result of Charlotte's prior investigations, nevertheless manages to press Charlotte into service. Underwood, his most loyal henchman, is missing, and Lord Bancroft wants Charlotte to find Underwood dead or alive. But when Lord Bancroft himself turns up dead, and Charlotte, more than anyone else, meets the trifecta criteria of motive, means, and opportunity. Never mind rescuing anyone else. With the law breathing down her neck, can Charlotte save herself from prosecution for murder? Love it. Strong, very intelligent female protagonist. The ending reveals are like onions. What you think, and then it goes deeper. I love that one. And Kim loves the Countess of Harley. It's a good week. Petterill's Folly by Larry Mary Lancaster, Book 6 in the Lord Petterill Mysteries. Time to confront reality and a worrying mystery. Lord Petterill and his new Viscountess return to England to face the consequences of their unequal marriage, only to discover that Petterill's valet, the enigmatic drinking game, the enigmatic Stewart, has been arrested for theft. Naturally, Pierce and April have to clear his name by finding the true thief among the Red Lion Inn's servants and guests, who include an eccentric baronet and his sister, a wounded soldier, and an old friend from Stuart's past. But Stuart isn't helping himself by keeping secrets which they need to unravel in order to reach the truth. Events take a more terrifying turn when Pierce is shot at, and April makes a momentous decision regarding the future of their marriage. Lynn Messina Newen. 12th, in the Beatrice Hyde Clare Mysteries, A Vicious Machination. As eager as Beatrice, Duchess of Kesgrave, is to meet her husband's newly discovered illegitimate half-sister, she does not want it to happen like this, in the keeper's house at Newgate. Yes, that Newgate, the abject prison filled with squalor and misery to which Verity Lark has been consigned for murder. Found standing over the slain corpse of an old tormentor with a still warm pistol in her hand, she is obviously guilty. It is an open and shut case with little for an unduly curious Duchess to investigate, except it all seems a little too simple and straightforward. The runner, for example, who apprehended Miss Lark at the scene of the crime, it's awfully convenient that he just happened to be in the neighborhood at the very moment the gun discharged. Something else has to be at work here, such as a sinister figure lurking in the shadows to direct the action. Convinced of Miss Lark's innocence, B can conceive of no other explanation. Or is the prisoner really just the victim of a horrible stroke of bad luck? The question plagues B as she struggles to figure out the answer to her most confounding riddle yet, for the stakes are higher than ever and distressingly personal. Next one is Fifth by Connie Berry in the Kate Hamilton Mysteries. This is a collection of lies. I have read the first in this series and liked it. And I love the covers. The covers are gorgeous. As Kate Hamilton and her new husband, D.I. Tom Mallory, honeymoon in Devon, a local history museum asked them to trace the provenance of a bloodstained dress said to belong I think we did do this one already. We did. Oh, they were being sneaky on me. Well, then let's jump into Shakespeare, shall we? Christina Dodd, first in a series, I believe. Daughter of Fair Verona. I'm the eldest daughter of Romeo and Juliet. Yes, that Romeo and Juliet. No, they didn't die in the tomb. They're alive and well and living in fair Verona with their 6 wildly impetuous children and me, their 19-year-old daughter, Rosalind. Once upon a time, a young couple met and fell in love. You probably know that story and how it ended. Hint, badly. Only, here's the thing. That's not how it ended at all. Romeo and Juliet are alive and well and the parents of 7 kids. I'm the oldest with the emphasis on old, a certified spinster at 20, and happy to stay that way. It's not easy to keep your taste for romance with parents like mine. Picture it. Constant monologues, passionate declarations, fighting, making up, making out. It's exhausting. Every time they've presented me with a betrothal, I've set out to find the groom to be a more suitable bride. After all, someone sensible needs to stay home and manage this household. But their latest match, Duke Stefano, isn't so easy to palm off on anyone else. The debaucher has had 3 previous wives, all of whom met unfortunate ends. Conscience forbids me from consigning another woman to that fate. As it turns out, I don't have to. At our betrothal ball, where quite by accident I meet a beautiful young man who makes me wonder if perhaps there is something to love at first sight, I stumble upon Duke Stefano with a dagger in his chest. But who killed him? His late wife's families, his relatives, his mistress, his servants? Half of Verona had motive. And when everyone around the Duke begins dying, disappearing, or descending into madness, I know I must uncover the killer before death lies on me like an untimely frost. I'm going to give that one a shot. At least read the sample. Love me some Shakespeare, but only if it's done well. Tanya Kappas has a new one. We're shocked. Yes, me too. All right, Fireworks, Freedom, and Felonies. Camper and Criminals, number 37. This came out yesterday. Southern hospitality with a smidgen of homicide. Mae West, owner of Happy Trails Campground located in the Daniel Boone National Forest, is no stranger to the twists and turns of life in Normal, but she never expected her community's knitting circle to unravel into chaos. When local knitting enthusiast is found murdered with her own knitting needles during the town's lively 4th of July celebration, the community is spun into a whirlwind of suspicion and secrets. That's why you should crochet, because it's harder to kill you with a hook. Amidst the burst of 4th of July festivities and the echoes of fireworks long past, May and the Laundry Club ladies unravels a tangled web of secrets. With tales of cursed heirloom and hidden treasures rumored to be concealed within the walls of the Stitchem Post, they find themselves piercing together clues from both past and present. As tensions mount against the backdrop of booming 4th of July fireworks, May learns that in Normal Kentucky, some secrets are explosive enough to kill for. Can she unravel the killer's identity before the fabric of her community is torn apart forever? Join May as she chases down clues and crooks amidst the sparks and echoes of Independence Day celebrations. If you're looking for something seasonal, you bet. Murder Most Persuasive, second in the Eliza Darcy mysteries. After solving 3 murders and ridding Pemberley of riffraff and unquestionable relatives, Eliza Darcy is convinced her problems are in the past. Secure in the love of her main squeeze, Heath Tilney, and somewhat confident in her new role as mistress of Pemberley, Eliza ignores the news of an ex-con murdered in one of Lambden's many pubs. Then Chief Detective Inspector Finn Wentworth shows up on her doorstep, soaking wet and accused of murder. Certain Wentworth is innocent, Eliza hides him using one of Pemberley's secrets. She reassembles her sleuthing gang, Heath, her batty great-aunt Iris, and her romance novelist cousin Joy Bingley. The group must work to keep Wentworth's whereabouts a secret while they solve the murder to clear his name. Just as they make some headway, an unwelcome surprise infiltrates their mission. Eliza fears she will not only fail her friend, but also end up decorating a prison cell instead of bringing her beloved Pemberley back to its Regency era glory. Beaumont. Murder at an English Seance, a Beryl and Edwina mystery, 8th in that series by Jessica Ellicott. Hidden beneath her British reserve, Edwina has a secret. She's finished her novel and is bravely mailing the manuscript to a publisher. Beryl also has a secret. As thanks for solving a case, the American adventuress has been gifted an airplane. After swooping over the fields and hedgerows of Walmsley Parva, livestock scattering beneath her, she flamboyantly lands the plane on the village green, prompting a startled Edwina to consider a stiff gin fizz. Beryl's aircraft is not the only disruption of village peace. Miss Dinsdale, a psychic medium, has started holding seances. After the church organist resigns to serve as musical accompaniment for the seances, the vicar's wife hires the inquiry agents to expose the medium as a charlatan. Beryl is confident she can spot the fraud, having learned from Harry Houdini himself some tricks of the trade. The dubious Miss Dinsdale claims her spirit guide is an Egyptian princess whose mummy resides in a sarcophagus in the room, but the only body in the sarcophagus belongs to a murdered villager impaled with a dagger. As the sleuths begin to investigate, Beryl discovers her plane has been sabotaged and wonders if there's a connection. Whether in the air or on terra firma, Beryl and Edwina must go round a circle of suspects to divine the culprit. Come Shell or High Water. Molly McRae, new one. As a professional storyteller, Maureen Nash can't help but see the narrative cues woven through her life, like the series of letters addressed to her late husband from a stranger, the proprietor of the Moon Shell, a shop on Ocracoke Island off the coast of North Carolina. The store is famous with shell collectors, but it's the cryptic letters from Alan Withrow, the shop's owner, that convinced Maureen to travel to the small coastal town in the middle of hurricane season. At the very least, she expects she'll get a good story out of the experience, never anticipating it could end up a murder mystery. Dot, 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 dot. We're going to go quickly here. We're running out of time. We've got a few more to go. Hunting License by Carol J. Perry, third in the Haunted Haven Mysteries. When a fisherman is murdered, Florida innkeeper Maureen Doherty and her spirit sleuths must cast a wide net to catch a killer. Greetings from Haven, Florida, a quaint scenic old town on the Gulf Coast where Massachusetts transplant Maureen Doherty and her excessively friendly golden retriever are the newest proprietors of the charming local inn, along with its many ghostly tenants. It's June in Haven, Florida, a between seasons time in the tourism business, and Maureen's Haven House Inn is feeling the pinch. There are plenty of ghosts in residence, but Maureen needs living guests to pay the bills. Inspired by an old brochure she finds in a trunk she inherited along with the inn from her mysterious benefactor Penelope Josephine Gray, she gets the brilliant idea to revive a June fishing tournament from 20 years ago, hoping to reel in anglers who'd love to catch the Gulf Coast popular kingfish and take home a trophy, but one fisherman won't make it to the tournament. While walking on the beach with her golden retriever Finn, Maureen discovers a body. When Officer Frank Hubbard arrives, he recognizes local charter boat fisherman Eddie Manuel. Now it's up to Maureen and her spirited sleuths to sort through the red herrings and a bait to hook for a killer before someone else ends up sleeping with the fishes. Knee High by the 4th of July, which is what corn is, by Jess Lurie, 3rd of 12. How do you know there's going to be 12? Is this a re-release? While we're getting that up, let's jump to the next one. Murder Buys a One-Way Ticket by Laura Levin, a Jane Austen mystery, 20th in that series. It's the funny side of homicide in acclaimed TV comedy writer, blah, 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 blah. What could be more idyllic than starting a new gig with an exclusive train ride from Los Angeles to Santa Barbara? Turns out a whole lot. Jane must figure out how to tolerate her client, Chip Miller, aka Iron Man, a wealthy gym chain owner who Jane soon discovers is a tyrant and a bully, with an ego as pumped as his pecs. Practically everyone on board seems to have it in for Chip, his dysfunctional family members, his beleaguered staff, even his supposed best buddy from the gym. So it's no shocker when he's found dead in his cabin. Unfortunately for Jane, she's the one who finds Chip's body, leaving her DNA on the murder weapon and making her a prime suspect in the police investigation. This is your 20th one. You should know better than that. Forced to save her own caboose, can Jane chug on through an unexpected love connection and ID the killer, or has she finally reached the end of the line? Yeah, that Knee High by the 4th of July was published in 2007. Twice We Were Bamboozled. Oh. One more. Requiem for a Mouse by Miranda James, another big name. 16th in the Cat Mysteries. Librarian Charlie Harris and her ever intuitive feline friend Diesel must catch a killer in a deadly game of cat and mouse, where no one is who they seem to be. At last, Charlie and Helen Louise's wedding is only a month away. They're busy preparing for the big day, and the last thing Charlie needs is a new mystery to solve. Enter Tara Martin, a shy, peculiar woman who has recently started working part time at Helen Louise's bistro and helping Charlie in the archive. Tara isn't exactly friendly, and she has an angry outburst at the library that leaves Charlie baffled. And then she abruptly leaves a catered housewarming party Charlie's son Sean is throwing to celebrate his new home in the middle of her work shift. Before ducking out of the party, Tara looked terrified, and Charlie wonders if she's deliberately trying to escape notice. Is she hiding from someone? When Tara is viciously attacked and lands in the hospital, Charlie knows his instincts were correct. Tara was in trouble, and someone was after her. With the help of his much beloved cat Diesel, Charlie digs deeper and discovers shocking glimpses into Tara's past that they could never have predicted. Will they catch the villain before Charlie's own happily ever after with Helen Louise is ruined? We shall see. And that is it. Well, I'm going to check out that Shakespeare one, I think, at least. Kim says, have a great day. Thank you. You too. Murdered by Month, so 12 books. Yeah, but that one was published in 2007. This is a re-release. So I got bamboozled. All righty, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching if you're watching it now, and thank you so much if you're watching it later. Appreciate that so much. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. They're on Sarah's. I have them tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow we'll be looking at the regular mysteries and thrillers on the darker side of things. Hope you have a very good Monday. Read good books, and as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.